There's a way to be on the offense or the defense concerning this conversation, right? I mean, the only person who could possibly be a hypocrite is somebody who sets up a moral value system. If somebody doesn't have a moral value system, then it's impossible for them to be hypocrite.
Dictionary definition is the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform.
So an atheist who perhaps has no moral value system could never go against the system that he sets up.
How many times do I have to say it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So once again, we don't have a moral value system at all because we're atheists. So that's, I guess, as long as it's either Christianity is the moral system, or there's just zero. There's no moral systems in existence, I guess. Anyway, this is a Ray Comfort video here, and we're gonna get into it. I'm Brantley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. So like I said, this is a Ray Comfort video that's titled, "You Can Always Tell a Hypocrite Because They Can't Hide This One Thing." I don't know what that one thing is, but we're gonna have to figure it out, because I mean that's why this title is very alluring, right? Just makes you want to click it, right? You just mastered the want to click the title thing. It's crazy.
Hypocrite means pretender, putting a mask on. And it's amazing how hypocrisy seems to the world to be confined to the church. The words are synonymous. It's hypocrites in the church. There's hypocrites everywhere.
Sean Diddy Combs is denying allegations of physical abuse and sex trafficking by his ex-girlfriend.
The rap mogul and superstar Diddy in a hotel hall room, physically and violently assaulting his then girlfriend at the time.
Oh, and he's got a cross necklace on, and he's assaulting people. That never happens. That never ever happens. Especially Catholic crosses. Those are never worn by people assaulting people ever. That's just, dude. The Diddy thing is crazy. That's just so wild. Just this stuff coming out, and that video of him just like dragging her down the hallway in the hotel. Like, wow. I was just like, how was this hidden for so long? This happened so long ago, and nobody. Anyway, Jesus Christ.
People pretending to be something they're not. Wow. That's the end of that statement.
Oh my goodness.
And scene.
Good one. You guys are funny. Yeah, this is a comedy show, right? I don't even need to do any comedy. They got it down for me.
Why do we do this?
2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 3:17. That's the whole ball game, right? Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And here there is Liberty College.
A lot of people do.
I'd never seen that clip before. That's funny. I remember people saying that he said that, like 2 Corinthians or whatever. But I don't think I've ever actually seen the clip. And so it was like him just reading a Bible verse with the word liberty in it, so that he could be like, and this is Liberty College, yeah?
You
Jeez,
use that as
so
an
funny.
excuse, Mark, right? I'm not a Christian. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites.
Isn't the church just full of hypocrites?
This objection kept me from considering Christianity as a viable option for my own life.
Dr. Tony Evans, the pastor of a megachurch in Dallas, has stepped down from his role because of a secret sin.
We need to walk people through that a little more
Secret
than we
sin.
do. I think to kind of help
Wonder what the secret sin is.
shed some light on it.
Yeah, there's a way to be on the offense or the defense concerning this conversation, right? I mean, the only person who could possibly be a hypocrite is somebody who sets up a moral value system. If somebody doesn't have a moral value system, then it's impossible for them to be hypocrite.
Dictionary definition is the practice of claiming
I swear, I know I always say this, but like every single time I watch one of these things and they're like, the dictionary definition is like, weren't you in 3rd grade and told by your teacher, don't do that? Like, this is technically a video essay, right? And dictionary definition, come on, dude.
have moral standards or beliefs to which
Unreal.
one's own behavior does not conform.
So an atheist who perhaps has no moral value system could never go against the system that he sets up.
I'm glad he like set up that caveat. He's like, so an atheist that doesn't have any morals, so he just said nothing is right or wrong. So is meaningless. He just goes around kicking puppies. you know, like in the House of the Dragon show. Like, no, yeah, that's not it's not a thing that exists. Like, are there really? I mean, I guess somebody could be extremely mentally ill, like a serial killer or something like that. But other than that, how do you not have a moral system of some sort? This is weird saying that they have none. It's like either Christianity or none, right?
How many times do I have to say it? I'm just trying to make sure your testimony is clear. If it can't be any clearer than I've never taken drugs, then incidents like that could never have happened. Okay. How clear is that?
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
But there's
Yeah,
a
he
difference.
did. Yeah, he did. And so did the baseball guy. Okay, don't forget the baseball dude that broke the record or whatever. And then they were like, no, we got to take that record back because you were taking drugs, dude.
Because we're not saying that you need to act a certain way and then never be able to attain to that system. That's why we have an advocate who steps in for us and he intercedes on our behalf.
But that's exactly the crazy thing about this is the system that they have set up, especially this fundamentalist Ray Comfort, whatever, like system of morality. Nobody, like everybody is a hypocrite. Nobody's not a hypocrite because of their system where they just say everybody's bad. Right? Everything is bad. There's actually no such thing as actually bad because just everything is bad. If you've looked at a woman and lusted, then you're bad. And that's all it takes, like, for you to be bad. So, which effectively makes the word bad meaningless.
Hypocrite comes from the word actor. And William Shakespeare said, the world is a stage. We are the actors and we put a different mask.
I gotta say, I do really miss the like with pastors and stuff and their ability to sit there and be like, this word comes from this word, and I'm gonna fit that into my message. You know, hypocrisy is all about acting. And you know who knows stuff about acting? Shakespeare. You know what Shakespeare said about us? Like, what do we have? We on to Shakespeare because it's like, oh my God.
On depending on who's in front of us. And that's really not the case for the Christian, though. The Christian is who he or she says they are. The other 135 genders are, but you are who you claim.
Good one. Just the fact that there are other genders, man. You just did it funny.
Claim to be. And when you mess up, and you will mess up, you ask for forgiveness to those who you have done wrong.
Thinking about Thomas.
Are you kidding me? Like, he's like saying that like they never the Christian is never a hypocrite because they will always admit when they do something wrong and ask for forgiveness or whatever. But he was just saying like everybody that puts like, you know, Shakespeare or whatever was saying that everybody puts on a mask. Who puts on masks more than Christians? Nobody. Their whole life is a fucking mask. Are you kidding me? Jesus.
Watson's book on repentance, which is one of the best books you can read on repentance. We often create this caricature of hypocrisy. Like there's this self-righteous snob out there that thinks he's got no sin and is just staring down everyone else's sin. But he points out hypocrites don't claim to be perfect. They just claim their sins aren't that bad. Listen to this quote by Thomas Watson. He says, a gracious soul labors to make the worst of his sins, but hypocrites make the best of them. They do not deny they are sinners, but they do what they can to lessen their sins.
Okay, so they do like they do what people do when they're talking about Trump versus when they're talking about Hunter Biden, right? It's like Trump's not that big a deal. Now Hunter Biden, he forgot to fill out a form, so I mean, Jesus, he lied on a form. Okay, but Hunter, you know, but Trump's, that's not a big a deal. It's a kangaroo. It's kangaroo court.
You see, hypocrites, their response to sin is to lessen it, to minimize it, and then to maximize the sin in other people.
Wow.
What's a hypocrite?
Wow. That is just brilliant, man. That was wow. That was deep. That was very, very deep.
Someone who does something that they already do, and you tell them, or they tell you like not to do that.
How would you describe it?
I love these people on the street because it's like so clear. It's like hard, like, and what a simple question. And then they just like, would they do stuff? And then would they already do it? But when they tell you, you shouldn't do, like, because they're just on the spot. It's just funny because and then he leaves that in there, of course, of like tripping over themselves just to answer the question what a hypocrite is.
Flashing what you're trying to give off.
You're not being true.
Yeah, like.
Dude, this guy's whole style just is throwing me off. What's going on here? Right? He's got like seemingly like a preppy haircut, you know, very well. Crowd. He's got the glasses that's got the basketball player glasses. That's what that is, right? These are basketball player glasses. They always wear them when they're holding that clipboard or whatever, right? After the game, talking about we just all got to get it together. We work hard, work as a team. Like that's those classes. Anyway, but then he's got like double lip piercings. It's just like they just feel out of place. I don't know. Maybe and then he's got the soul patch, right? That's this dude, man. He's got a style that just makes no sense to me at all.
Bad people need to go somewhere, but say I do bad things and I'm preaching about going to heaven, maybe I'm gonna go to hell because I do bad things.
Well, that's well put.
Why don't we call it hypocrite?
That's not the pronunciation.
That sounds smoother.
Who determines how words are
Right.
pronounced? And
Seriously.
there's some stupid words.
Like
I
stupid.
can't think of
What the fuck is happening? What are you guys talking? This is like Ray coming. We need a joke at this part. We need a joke. Maybe we just talk about words. Yeah, we'll just talk about the words and how words are weird, right? Especially in English.
Why don't we call it hypocrite?
That's not the pronunciation.
That sounds smoother.
Who determines how words are
Right.
pronounced? And
Seriously.
there's some stupid words.
Like
I
stupid.
can't think of them.
That's
They're just
stupid.
so annoying. I just don't want them in my mind.
It's like he has so many unintentional comedy beats that he doesn't mean to do. He's just like, my brain froze. No, that was the end of the sentence. Like it's just and I feel like somebody else is editing this stuff together to me at his expense, it seems. Oh my god.
Like psychiatrist. What's
Yeah.
it start with a P for?
I know.
Stop
man.
that's weird.
Seriously.
Stop that, Wed. Don't you spell like that, Wed? Who do you think you are, just being able to start with a P? Stop it.
Well, I love English because obviously I speak it, but it is weird. Some of the different things that
Very
go on.
confusing.
Yeah. Anyway, I get that. Hypocrisy.
nobody likes
Okay. I mean, I have to agree on the English words because it's probably the stupidest language in existence.
a hypocrite, right? Spurgeon said the thing that stinks the most in the world is a hypocrite. We understand that nobody likes hypocrisy. Become a Christian, and there will be no hypocrites in heaven because we've gotten right with God and we confess when we mess up.
Because all of them are burning in hell. That's how you do it. That's how you deal with the hypocrites. All right. How's everybody doing? Who won today? Hey, Stephen won. Hey, Stephen. How's it going? Hell yeah. And then Star Song was second. Okay. And Ember was third. All right. Everybody doing all right? I wanted to go back to some Ray Comfort. I hadn't seen him in a while. I'm like, damn, what am I doing? Why do I keep forgetting that he's that he's out there? So yeah, and I really do like these kind that have like the combination of him like doing the street thing and then him with this fucking weirdo entourage that he's got going on. It's like some new show or new podcast or something that he does. And yeah, now he's pulling clips from that too. So it's just I like these. These are fun. They're more fun, I think, right? Let's see here. Everybody saying hello. Star Song said, this is why I say Ray Comfort is incredibly dishonest. I know. Of all the people that run around talking about hypocrites, right? Especially the guy that's literally set up a system that forces everybody just to be hypocrites on purpose so that they can manipulate you into like constantly going back and asking for forgiveness for things that don't matter at all. Jesus. It's insane. Embry said, this description of hypocrisy makes me think of Frank and Ray. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. What was that? Pride Flowers turquoise transgender. I don't know what that means. I don't know. You got to put that in some kind of context for us to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's some kind of symbol, but it's not showing up here for some reason. I don't know why they do that sometimes. Michael said, saying hi to everybody. I see my name and I'm like, all right. Let's see. Michael said, no hypocrites in heaven. Yeah, right. Couldn't you just ask forgiveness for that then and still just be in heaven? And like the hypocrite would, that would suck too. The hypocrite would be right there next to everybody, shaming everybody, right? Saying you're not playing the harp right. You know, you're not flying on the clouds correctly. You got to do it like me. And then they can't even do it right. It's embarrassing. Then they suck at the harp, you know, playing all the wrong notes. Sounds like jazz, but worse because it's with the harp. And harps aren't in jazz. Anyway, they are funnier. Oh, they are funner. Is that what it said? Funner? Yeah. Funner is not a word, right? Is funner a word? I hear people say it a lot, but I don't think it's a word. I think it's more fun. But I don't know. I'm not a wordsmith. But punk, language is proof of intelligent design. That's why DNA is a language. That's not circular at all. That's I love it. That's awesome. Of course, there are no hypocrites in heaven. Heaven doesn't exist. That takes care of that right there. Actually, yeah, 100%. Well, Wolfo said, "I'm a hypocrite. Water-dwelling gangster mammals unite." Hypocrite. Nice. Oh yeah. What is a crip? Is that a thing? I don't know what crips are. Sounds like a gang of some sort or something. I don't know.
Why do people speak of religious hypocrites with such disdain as something else? Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're a little bit judgy or something, running around wagging their finger at everybody. Maybe calling people that they just meet bad people, and maybe calling them lying thieves and shit.
Yeah, I think it's just very controlling and like rule booky.
There's something about hypocrisy that's self-deceiving.
Rule booky is a great word. Let's write that down. Can we write that down? Rule booky. I like that. We're gonna.
We don't realize we're hypocrites ourselves sometimes. Do you think you're a hypocrite, or are you true?
Definitely.
You think there's hypocrisy in your life?
Yeah.
Well, that's honest of you.
Yeah.
Where are you going when you die?
Yeah, I don't know.
If heaven does exist, will you make it there? Are you a good person?
I don't know, man.
Are you a good person?
If you could forgive yourself, then I believe so. Yeah.
Give yourself for what? Treading on your own foot or something?
Anything. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Don't try to get into like psychology and what's actually healthy for someone's mental health, which is forgiving oneself. Don't do like Ray's like, what are you talking about? You can't forgive yourself. Only Jesus can.
Would you want to forgive yourself?
For anything bad,
Why would you want to do that? It's stupid. You should hate yourself. Make sure you hate yourself, because that gets more people in my religion. Hate yourself. Do it.
It's something bad and you can't live with it, but if you could learn to forgive yourself, then I feel like you could go to heaven too.
You're a good person?
I feel like I'm a good person.
Okay, I don't know what the heaven thing has to do. It's just being a healthy people should learn to forgive themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
Hypocrisy is disgusting.
Yeah.
All of us have seen it in ourselves. All of us battle with it if we're honest with ourselves. Ray, this has stood out to me with you for years.
Because he's a hypocrite, right? That's how I was.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
man, it's funny.
Very much so.
Funny.
But that you really
Very much so. Okay. Well, at least they admit it.
hate hypocrisy and you're always trying to guard against it. Is that what fuels you oftentimes when you're struck with the fear of sharing the gospel with someone? The thought of, I want to be a man who's faithful to God and to be
Michael said, rule bookie sounds like the racetrack needs money. Rule bookie. Yeah. That's good. You think that's funny? Oh, his thing's funny, huh? That's what this Michael over here just laughing at stuff. I don't think it's funny, buddy. Okay. It's not cool.
Be a real Christian, not a hypocrite.
Oh, yeah. It's a good thought. Yeah, I'd hate to call myself a Christian and not share the gospel, because that's what a Christian is, someone who's filled with enough love to share the gospel with people that are going to hell. So for me not to do that, I'd be planning.
Wow. See how he like puts it in those terms where he's like, a Christian is someone filled with enough love to then go around and push his religion on everybody because he's just so concerned about everybody going to hell. Couldn't possibly be the case that you just want people to validate your beliefs, so you go around and try to spread them or anything. No, it's because you're genuinely concerned for them going to hell. I don't believe that he's genuinely concerned about other people anymore. Like, he's just so dishonest. It's hard to, you know what I mean?
And the hypocrite. How many lies have you told in your life?
Too many.
What about you?
Way too many.
Have you stolen something, even if it's small?
Wolf said, Crips, chips, but the chips, the chip gangs are feeling like they are moving into the pork skin territory with the invention of kettle baked chips. I forget where I am. That's awesome. A little battle of all the chips. I get like little bandanas on and stuff.
So I'm talking to a couple of lying thieves.
Definitely.
Ever use God's name in vain?
Of course.
Always. You love your mom?
Hey, Lago. What's up, man? Like I said, I'm only 16 minutes late. Fuck yes. Yeah, you did. You made it. And I went actually like extra early today too. Like it's almost just now 10 o'clock here. So yeah, I was like, I got a bunch of stuff I got to do today. Plus, I just feel like I have more fun doing these in the morning. I was trying to like extend it later because I got more time, but it's just like I feel like it's not as fun later. I'm like tired or something. I don't
Do
know.
you use her name as a cuss word?
No.
No, because you respect her.
Yeah.
You don't respect
You hear people like say, "Yeah." Hold on.
the God that gave you God's name in vain.
Of course. Always.
Do you love your mum?
I do.
Would you use her name as a cuss word?
No.
No, because you respect her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just sounds like no. It's not because of that. It's because that doesn't even make sense. That's not a thing people do. Okay, using God's name in vain. We're just saying "God damn it" and all these other common phrases are common phrases. Using your mom's name as a cuss word makes no sense. It's not a thing people do.
You don't respect the God that gave you a mother. You've taken his holy name and
See,
used it in place of a cuss word. Guys,
there's that manipulation of bringing up somebody's mother, because again they think that somebody like Ray Comfort would think that the 10 commandments, like the one that says honor thy father and mother, you're actually immoral if you don't believe everything that your parents believe, because you got to honor them with everything that you believe, right? So he brings up their parents so that they can feel guilt for not believing the exact same things their parents, because they see that as a sin.
It's called
super manipulative.
blasphemy. Very serious. Appreciate your honesty and your patience with me. Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust for her, you commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
Well, that's fucking stupid. I'm just saying that's stupid. Why would he you commit adultery in your heart? None of this means anything. You're just like with the thought crimes. Like if you do the thing that just about everybody does completely naturally, that means that you're an adulterer. Right? That's how bad you are, because it's such an obvious mechanism to get people to feel shame for stuff that they have to do, so that you can just always get people to feel guilt, no matter what. Always. Doesn't matter if you're the awesomest person ever. If you lusted after somebody, all right, well then you're a piece of shit. You need my religion, dude. Come over here.
Lust.
I think so.
You think so? What about you? Have you had sex before marriage?
Oh, yes.
Here's a quick summation.
Why the fuck does he think that's okay to just come out and ask people, dude? I'd be like, none of your fucking business, dude. Who the fuck are you again? Why are you asking me this shit with a camera in my face?
It's going to be court case on Judgment Day. Not judging you guys, but you've just told me you're lying, thieving, blasphemous, fornicating, adulterous at heart. And you have to face God on that day. If he judges you by those 10...
I hate that part, dude. It's just like, I'm not judging you, but you just told me how evil and terrible you think you are based on my questions that set up that system so that you've got to feel like a bad person.
10 commandments, we've looked at 4. You're going to be innocent or guilty.
No, I'm just got to ask for forgiveness.
I'll try that in a court of law. If you're guilty and say, Judge, please forgive me, he's going to say, oh, I forgive you. You're going to jail. So asking for forgiveness can't help you. What you need is...
Hold on. It's so funny, too, because what? The judge, he said, I'll ask for forgiveness, because the dude's clearly trying to, like, do what most of these people do and follow his script and answer his questions. And so they're trying to get ahead of it by being like, oh, I'll just ask for forgiveness. He's like, that won't help you asking for forgiveness. That's not a thing. The judge will just say, I don't forgive you, or I personally forgive you. You go into jail. And then like 5 seconds later, that's why you got to ask forgiveness from Jesus. What the fuck? What are you doing, man? Because they were just out of like the sequence you wanted it in. They're saying the thing you want them to say. Oh my God.
Is God's mercy. Have you heard of Jesus dying on the cross?
Yeah.
It's as simple as this, guys. And if you can get a grip of this, it's going to change everything for you.
This is pretty amazing.
If you can just ask forgiveness. I know I just got mad at you for that, but you got to ask forgiveness.
Quote by this teen. I think he was born in August. Augustine said,
I was born in May.
Yeah. Augustine said, it is not the being seen of men that is wrong, but
Michael said, Yahweh is difficult to say as a cuss word. Yeah, it doesn't flow. It's like Jesus is perfect, right? It's like Jesus, like it's got all the hard letters and sounds. Whereas Yahweh, now, yeah, this Yahweh thing over here. It sounds like, when people say Yahoo is like like an insult or whatever. Like this fucking Yahoo over here. Like they sound like Canadians, right? It's fucking Yahoo hoser, yeah. Fucking weirdo. fuck that guy, Yahoo, this Yahoo thing over here.
Doing
That's what it
these
sounds
things
like.
for the purpose of being seen of men. The problem with the hypocrite is his motivation. He does not want to be holy. He only wants to seem to be holy. He is more concerned.
Do you have a YouTube account or something? Is that sounds like you want to be seen as holy
with his reputation for righteousness than about actually becoming righteous. The approbation of men matters more to him than the approval of God.
Whoa.
Pretty heavy.
That was heavy duty. That was some heavy duty, just laid down knowledge, bro. That was wow.
Attitude of wanting to appear a certain way that will oftentimes lead people to being hypocritical.
The thing is that
I love how they always try to say stuff like it's so deep and they're just like saying just nothing, just like normal stuff. They're like, they care more about like what people think. This hypocrite now. The hypocrite cares more about what other people think than actually being like a good person. So that's wow. Right. I came up with that myself. I know. I wrote it down and everything. It's genius, right?
that'll guard us from hypocrisy is the fear of the Lord. To understand the eye of the Lord is in every place, beholding evil and the good. And so if we've got a wrong understanding of God's...
What the fuck? Hold on. He just like rockets through these verses sometimes. What was that?
To being hypocritical.
The thing is that'll guard us from hypocrisy is the fear of the Lord. To understand the eye of the Lord is in every place, beholding evil and the good. And
holy shit. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I feel like I still couldn't. He said the eye of the fucking what?
Certain way that will oftentimes lead people to being hypocritical.
The thing is that'll guard us from hypocrisy is the...
Then the goddess of from hypocrisy. Will guard us from hypocrisy. Jesus Christ. I thought he said God there. All right. Okay. The fear of the Lord will guard us from hypocrisy. He just rockets through it. I couldn't even, they have to write it down next to him because it's just like, nobody's going to hear that, dude.
Fear of the Lord. To understand the eye of the Lord is in every place, beholding evil and the good. And
understanding the eye of the Lord is holding every place with the evil and the good.
So
whatever.
We've got a
Who the
wrong
fuck
understanding
knows?
of God's nature and character,
Stupid.
then we'll play the hypocrite. If we do understand that he's discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, and that he sees the middle atom of the sun because he made it, that should take our breath away and think, boy, this God is to be feared. I can't fool him.
What a weird... Like, what a weird thing to say. It's like, he made the middle atom. He knows where the middle atom is. It's in the middle. We all know it. Right? Like, we know right where the middle atom is because it's in the middle. It's a sort of the scripture that requires that it be in the...
Cannot fool myself with hypocrisy.
This podcast is brought to you by Jesus in Red, 365 meditations on the words of Jesus.
Is this a joke? Is he joking right now? Is this a bit? He's doing a bit. What's happening? Is this an actual ad? If this is, I maybe his audience is all like 90 or something. I guess that would track, actually. I don't know.
Ray, probably one of my faves of yours. It's imitation leather, unfortunately, 384 pages, but it looks and fells and fells and...
What was unfortunately? Because it was imitation leather. Is that what he's saying? It's hypocrisy leather. That's what that is. That's leather that's pretending. Okay. It's just that leather's a hypocrite. Okay. So I guess it goes perfect with it being on a Ray Comfort book. I'm just saying.
Meals fell.
Look, even a cow couldn't tell the difference.
Seriously.
And the reason it's called Jesus in red is because there's no other words, just the words of Jesus. When Nicodemus came to Jesus, it doesn't say, and Jesus said to Nicodemus, it's just his words.
Yeah. And then you do a little commentary on it.
Well, then that's going to be confusing. You don't think? Just like zero context Jesus. That's great. Yeah. I feel like that's not going to help your situation here. Have you ever read the words of Jesus? They're not that impactful, man. They're not that deep. In fact, a lot of them seem to be quite incoherent.
Yeah, they're one-pagers. So good. So anyway, make sure to check it out, friends, along with the Living Waters MUG and the Evidence Study Bible.
Oh my good God. I'm going to put Purell on my brain.
All at livingwaters.com.
The 10 Commandments are called the moral law. You and I broke the law.
My dad would have loved that guy.
Oh, Jesus paid the fine. That's why he said it is finished. Just before he died, he was saying paid in full. If you're in court and you've got speeding fines, the judge will let you go if you plead guilty and someone pays your fine. I say, you're out of here. I know you're guilty, but you can leave because someone paid your fine. And it's legal. Well, God can legally take the death sentence off you and let you live forever legally because Jesus paid the fine in full on that cross.
Because Jesus paid the fine. Like he talks about this stuff like it's just so normal, right? Like it's like, and the blood sacrifice is that God can't forgive you without torture matter, and so there was a torture matter, and that's why God can forgive you now because he's the system he made up. He can't legally forgive you until he's torture murdered something. Because this is normal. This is a normal thing to think.
Rose from the dead, defeated death. And if you'll simply repent of your sins and trust in him like you trust a parachute, the Bible promises he'll grant you everlasting life as a free gift. Not because you're good, but because he's good and kind and rich in mercy. That's what's called amazing grace. Ever heard that?
Not because you're good. You're a piece of shit. Okay, but God's good. Okay, so as long as he torture murder stuff, he can forgive you because he's so good. That's why he set up the system with the torture murder, murdering his own child.
Song?
Yeah.
He's
Amazing
good.
grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
And the guy that wrote that song was a slave trader. So can imagine why he would feel like he needs to be forgiven and calling himself a wretch and really hoping for some grace there. But yeah, you should look that up. That's who wrote that song.
Consciously, our minds default to, well, hypocrites are people that, act like they're perfect, but they're not. But no, it's like, oh, yeah, but there's that justification, that lightening, that elevating themselves above others, because that's how you make yourself feel better about yourself. I'm not as bad as them, or, this wasn't that bad.
And it's in our nature. We want to feel...
It doesn't have anything to do... It's weird that they do it like this. It's only because they were just, taking that... whatever that clip that that quote that they were talking about, saying that like a hypocrite minimizes other people's sin while they or maximize other people's sin while they minimize their own. But a hypocrite is just somebody who goes against their own standards. That's it. Doesn't necessarily have to do with any of this other stuff. They just they take some quote and then act like that makes it so like a fundamental part of like the hypocrite or whatever. But it's just they're just grasping here, it seems.
Say if we want to feel we want to feel closer to God. And so what we do, instead of repenting, finding the sin in our own lives, at some point in our faith journey, we start to compare ourselves to other people. Well, at least I'm not like that guy. At least I'm not like my neighbor. At least I've repented of that. And we stop focusing on how the Lord means to work in our own hearts and instead focus on others.
Preachers, especially teachers, pastors.
Oh my God, these people. They say that, like, that's so deep, man. That was really deep. It's so sad, like, because a lot of this stuff is just very manipulative. It's like, don't look at other people and don't be doing that. Always be thinking about how bad you are. That's like their solution to the hypocrite problem. It's just, as long as you always think you're a piece of shit and you're not ever thinking that you're better at all, like you just always it doesn't matter. You think a bad thought and you're like, I'm a piece of shit for thinking that thought. I couldn't help thinking. Then that solves the hypocrite problem. That's crazy, man. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow, a lot of people here now. Let's see. Hey, Blood Badger, what's up, dude? How we doing? What is the one thing a hypocrite always can't hide? I don't think we've gotten there yet. I know that's sort of the title of the video. I think it's their dick. They can never hide their dick. That shit just pops out everywhere. Oh my God, getting arrested all the time. It's like fucking. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Hey, Jess, how we doing? Good to see you. Hell yeah. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything up here. Bavarian cream filled donuts. Yeah, I actually do like those Bavarian cream. They're pretty good. I imagine that's what they served at the Bavarian Illuminati meetings, right? Isn't that the Bavarian Illuminati? I don't know. Hey, Maya, what's up? How we doing? Oh yeah. And Top Tester's here. All right, cool. Everybody's here. That's it. Let's see. Michael said, honor mom and pop. New Testament. Jesus said, Luke 16, if anyone comes to me and does not hate their father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, even their own life, person cannot be my disciple. Yeah, very clear. This does not require any interpretation at all, right? 10 Commandments. I mean, maybe I feel like it might be one of those things. It's like, Jesus, like, you've heard it said, to honor thy father and mother. But I tell you, fuck those people, and especially if they tell you not to follow me. Okay, if they say anything negative or critical of me at all, fuck those people. Okay, you should just leave the whole family behind and just follow me. Okay, and sell all your stuff. Okay, give me the money, and then let's go. I'm building a compound. Okay, you know, that's what we're doing. That's how we do it here. Then I'm probably gonna marry all the kids or whatever, because that's what always ends up happening for some reasons. Wolfo said, sounds like Ray has had a lot of mental adultery, and projects his brain infidelity on random folks. Quit brain groping. Quit brain graping people, you sick weirdo. I love that. That's it. Brain graping. Jesus. There's a picture. A really nasty picture, actually. I don't like thinking about that. Thanks for that, dude. What are you doing? Stephen said, Heavenly Father, in this thing, Heavenly Father, send this thing to a place of infinite sadness. God damn it. What? Sending this out, like sending somebody to hell? Is that what? Jesus Christ, dude. Ouch, right in the God-shaped hole. What, the brain graping? Is that the that's what happens to that God-shaped hole if you don't take care of it. If you don't fill it with like drugs, that's what happens. You get brain graped. God, dude, that's disgusting. What's wrong with you? Y'all are gross. Okay, get your mind out of the gutter. Jesus. Lago said, Bavarian cream powdered donuts from Dunkin' are sinfully good. Okay, I don't. I feel like you're right. I feel like I mix them up with the Boston. I think I like the Boston cream, or is that the same thing? Are those just two different titles for the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. And yes, I am punking. I'm punking it out right now. Okay, punking out all the way. Jess said, I decry the truth of Akatosh. Praise be unto Stendar. I feel like there's a reference that I should understand, but I don't. So I don't know. You're gonna have to clarify. You're right, Crumb. They're pure trash. I know. That's what I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so it takes a minute. Got to get back to that vocal memory. Yeah, that's what it is. I have vocal memory. Brentley Cup. Yes, that's right. Jesus, good. Oh, there's the fucking gay comp. Jesus. And we're in middle school. No, I'm just kidding. But that is a great name for him. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't know if it's gonna get me in trouble on YouTube. I don't know why it would, given everything else I say on this motherfucker. But you know, you can't be too careful, or not careful at all. Either way, it's just fun. I thought they were supposed to be friends. Did Oblivion lie to me? Jesus, no. Oblivion never lies ever. They are truth tellers. Okay, can we unlock things like on Twitch? Pay certain amounts for Brentley's do be Kiwi? What? Brentley do be Kiwi or Ozzy for the rest of the show? Oh, that's a good idea. Oh man, they got like a button. It's like, okay, we pay like so much. Now you got to do the rest of the folks. Like, whose line is it anyway, or something? Okay, now you got to do the rest of the show with the Kiwi accent. That actually would be pretty fun. It's funny. I did just recently. It was my birthday, right? I turned 40, so my family like threw this thing for me, and they always like have to do a game or something like that, right? You know, and for this one was actually kind of fun. It was whose birthday is it anyway? And we played whose line is it anyway with improv, and so it was fun. I had a blast. I'm gonna try to get a hold of the video. I think they recorded it, so I'm gonna try to get a hold of that. Maybe play it here at some point. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I love that kind of shit. Anyway, what were we talking? We were talking about stuff. Let's see. Really got some new mods. Amber, I know you love purple, but you look great in blue. And all of that is absolutely true. Every bit. The mods thing and both the all that about Ember as well. All true statements here. That's right.
Should take note of this, that as Moody said, the outflow should be the overflow. He said, fill me with your spirit because I leak, that I walk in places perhaps that I shouldn't walk and my feet get dirty and they need to be washed.
What kind of leaking are we talking about? From the front? Okay, because that could easily be explained by some lemonade. But if it's the back, people don't buy that I sat on the Snickers for a while and didn't realize it and it melted. People don't buy that anymore. Okay, trust me. I didn't know. Don't ask me how I know. That's just, it doesn't work, especially if there's a smell accompanying it. But anyway.
So we need to ideally have the outflow of what we share with people be the overflow of what we are receiving. And oftentimes preachers get inside this rut where the Bible just becomes a teaching.
And if you want to get in somebody's rut, I don't know what that would mean, but go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Let's go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brentley, that's Brently, at checkout, and get your exclusive offer. Get your butt some stuff and stuff your butt. Okay.
Book, and they don't stop and introspectively examine to see where they're at, that they don't allow the work to happen inside of them so that the work can happen through them to the people that are listening. We need to be careful of that because it's easy for a preacher to become a hearer and not a doer, and he knows the word better than anybody else.
And if you want to become a doer or have somebody being a doer to you, you know what I'm saying, just go to adamandeve. Okay, I guess we can't do it. We can't do them that close together. Okay, well, I forgot to do one for the first, half of the show. So I guess I kind of thought that I could smash it in. Okay, well, I won't smash it in there. All right. And if you want to smash it in there, stop. Just stop. What are you doing? It's getting ridiculous.
Inside the sanctuary. Spurgeon said, serve God with integrity. And if you achieve no success.
Spurgeon is the prince of preachers. I have no idea why or what that means or anything about that, but that's what they've called him before. The prince of preachers.
Well, at least you will lie upon your conscience free and clear.
Wow.
Right.
I love that word integrity. It reminds me of the glasses that I'm wearing. They're made of titanium. I've mentioned it before. Have I mentioned this before?
Yeah, they don't break. Watch.
Yeah, I love it.
You
can actually twist them and like that, and they always go back to their integrity.
They maintain their integrity.
They maintain their integrity. So there's a right
structural integrity, man. There's a word. There's an indicator word there that means exactly the kind of integrity. Anyway, you know what?
Way in a wrong way, and you go back to the right way. One other thought: you're going to jump out of a plane 10,000.
He's got titanium glasses, and that's so his glasses have integrity, and so you should want to be just like Ray Comfort's glasses, because his glasses have more integrity than he does.
1,000 feet. Why would you put on a parachute?
That's because you trust it.
Yeah, you don't want to die. You got the why? And
they never answer that. It's so weird. I feel like he asked this question a million times, and he never ever gets the answer that he's looking for. He's always like, why do you wear a parachute with your phone? And then they're all like, because you trust it, because it's a long way down, because whatever. And he's just like, because you don't want to die. And they're like, oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't realize what direction you wanted me to go with that answer there. It's like
motivation is fear, and that fear is your friend, not your enemy, because it's making you put on a parachute. And guys, because I love you, I've tried to put the fear of God on you today. I've tried to make you a little scared.
I want to make you scared of things that don't make any sense, so that you can do all the stuff I want you to do.
Hoping you'll see that fear as your friend, not your enemy, because it'll make you serious with the God that gave you life. Hear what I'm saying? It's making sense?
Does.
No, it doesn't. Come on, guys. You can be honest about it not making sense, unless we just act like making sense doesn't mean making sense anymore.
But I'm not living through fear, man.
Well, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's what Bible
like
says.
this. I'm not living through fear, man. Because I'm really high, actually, dude. I literally just smoked like 4 minutes ago. I don't know if I'm the best person for this interview. Is that a hot dog? That's not a hot dog. I'm sorry. Okay, I thought maybe you were holding up.
And Jesus said, fear not him who has power to kill your body and afterwards do no more, but fear him who has power to kill your body and destroy your soul in hell. Fear him. So there's a certain fear that you should have. Fear of
yeah, don't fear people that can actually hurt you. That is the worst statement ever. It's like, don't fear the people that can kill you. It's not a big deal. Okay, don't worry about that. Fear the guy that can kill you after you die. Yeah, that's it. Not manipulative at all.
Lights will save your life. Fear of electricity will save your life. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and you can save your soul if you repent, obey God, because you fear God enough to do so.
I was gonna say, like, okay, because Ruin said, even the titanium glasses, I wouldn't be bending it all the time. Right. They're like saying that, like, as long as it's titanium, it'll always go back to its shot. I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure you can fuck those things up. I thought it was some kind of plastic that would always go back to being the whatever shape, but I don't know. Okay. I don't know stuffs about stuffs. Okay.
Is that making sense?
That does make sense.
No, it doesn't. Just stop. Stop saying the making sense that you're high, dude. You're
Think
high.
about what we talked about today.
Definitely think about it.
When are you going to repent and put your trust in Jesus?
It's a good question. Not anytime soon, though.
I love this stoner dude. He's fucking badass. All right.
When are you going to die?
That's unknown, man.
It's not. God knows exactly the minute you die. And it could be the night when you sleep. And God could.
It is known by a made-up pretend thing that knows all the stuffs. So it kind of doesn't matter.
Have me here today because he doesn't want to damn you. He doesn't want to treat you according to your sins. So I
Dude,
want
he,
you to
he
think.
clearly does want to damn people, dude. He'd set up a whole system where he has to damn everybody as long as they don't ask forgiveness from the torture because of the torture murder of his son, the Jesus or whatever. Yeah, he clearly likes damning people, dude. It's weird to sit there and say God doesn't want to damn you, but he made up a system where he's going to have to if you don't say the fucking magic words I want you to say.
Think about it with a sense of sobriety and examine my tone. Why am I so earnest like this? It's because I really do love.
Sound earnest, dude. It's he always says this too, but he says stuff like this so frequently that I feel like he doesn't even hear that he doesn't have that tone anymore because he's in this moment. Typically, he's like, examine my tone. Why am I so earnest? Why? And but now he's gotten to like the 4 millionth time he said this. And he's like, examine my tone. It's like, why do I sound so earnest about all this? Just think about it that way.
And I want to see you in heaven, not in hell. Can I give you a book I've written called Scientific Facts in the Bible?
Go ahead.
You do whatever you want, man. I don't fucking care. I don't care. Sure. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Give on to you.
Might as well be a sticker at a punk show. Just since that's why there's just nothing but stickers on the ground once the punk show's done. It's just stickers all over the floor.
Let me grab it for you.
The root of it, this intense selfishness, it's love for self. It's wanting to be better than others. It's wanting to exercise power and authority over others. That's so despised by the Lord. Verse 15, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees.
That's his job. That's his job. Okay. He's the one who gets to wag his finger over it. But I mean, your whole thing is that's like their whole bag is holding authority over everybody. It's like the whole system that Ray Comfort works in here is all about getting you to feel guilt because it's like it's a way to get you to put your agency aside, right? If somebody can get you to feel shame and guilt about things, that's when they get you to a place where they can manipulate you, they can control you. Oh, you're right. I am bad. I am just terrible. I'm just so awful. Can you please tell me what to do? I want to do the stuff that makes it so that I'm not terrible. Can you just please control everything I do and think? Can you do that for me?
Pharisees, hypocrites, for you travel land and sea to win one proselyte, and when he is won, you make him twice as much a son of hell.
Did he just say won? When he is won, what do you mean? Who's won? And why is he talking about him? And
twice a son of hell as yourself. I mean, what do you say to that?
Jesus is saying to them,
what do you say to that, Ray? Answer that.
Twice the sons of hell, you reproduce after your own kind.
Right.
That's what's happening.
Our devotional life, it's the catalyst. Our devotions, meaning that
this dude is going to town on his fingers. Okay. He has got a head nail and he's going to get that sucker off. Okay. That thing is not surviving. All right. You're just going to see like little fingernails just covering the whole table right here. He's just going to be spitting them out. It's going to end up on his face somehow. It's like a fingernail just.
The times when we're in prayer and in the word, where we're in communion with the Lord throughout the day.
Yeah, life devoted to his will. in his honor, in his ways. I often think of that Bible verse, if any man loves not our Lord Jesus Christ, let him be anathema. That's got to be powerful, because that's...
Let him be anathema. Why do you say anathema like that, Ray? Say anathema normal, okay? Hear how I'm saying it? That's how people say anathema. That's the right way to say the word, not the way you said it. That was the wrong way, Ray.
The essence of what a Christian is. Do you love Jesus or do you not? Do
Yeah.
you live for him or do you not?
The hypocrisy is, again, dealing with the externals, pretending to be a certain way when the inside hasn't been dealt with. And you have to come under the light of God to reveal those things to you and be determined to repent and turn from them. So you can...
So you could just, so you could just always be a hypocrite. As long as you repent, then you're good. So as long as it's something that you can't prove or check or anything, then that's how you get rid of being a hypocrite. My goodness. It seems like their whole solution to being a hypocrite is just want to not be one. As long as you really want to not be a hypocrite, then you're not one, because we sort of set up a situation where like you have to be one.
And be a faithful witness.
This video was part of the Living Waters podcast, which you can listen to on all major podcast platforms. You can also view the full podcast videos on our new streaming platform, along with...
God, they have their own streaming platform now. Sarah, I almost feel like I need to figure out a way to hack in to get access to that. I don't know how. I don't know. I'm not a hacker, but I feel like they probably didn't do much in the way of cybersecurity, right? So probably be all right. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna do another Ray. Since we're sort of on a Ray comfort kick. What? He totally abused me. But his last 3 words were amazing. And they were, fuck you.
I don't
know
if it's because I'm like...
Oops. Just making a joke thing. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Never take it personally if you're hated because you're a Christian. Jesus said, if the world...
No, you should. You should absolutely take it personal. Because good Christians aren't hated. Nobody hates people that don't deserve to be hated. Well, typically, right? But yeah, so
hate you.
But you should maybe just do an internal check. Like, am I an asshole? Am I a piece of shit? Am I expecting everybody to live in accordance to my religion and then treating them as if they should be doing that, even if they do not believe in my religion? Because that's something that you should evaluate just out the gate and just say,
you know that it hated me before it hated you.
This is such a...
You're a religious zealot.
It's like, that's such an obvious like getting ahead of it. So here's now you can be an asshole and a judgy piece of shit, and as long as you believe that Jesus said that they're just going to hate you just because they happen to hate me for 0 reasons, right? It's just because they hated Jesus, and that just gets you out of any kind of responsibility for being an asshole, as long as you get to point to your Christianity as the reason you were the fucking asshole.
You are a very judgmental, intolerant zealot. What you just said was absolutely offensive. How dare you? I don't want to hear about your gospel. I find it gross, disgusting, and I find you to be a religious zealot.
Good for this guy, man. He's not putting up with the shit, dude. He's not going to do the polite thing, and I'm here for it. Okay, so we moved past the stoner dudes, right? That are just very polite, and they're just trying to be nice, right? Because they're stoned. Right. And stoners are nice guys, typically. Just saying, they want to share their drugs. They're not like crackheads. Crackheads don't share drugs. Okay. Potheads do. So that makes them just automatically a better person. As far as that goes, or it's just the nature of the drug, actually. But anyway,
believe in God?
I don't believe in God.
So you're an atheist?
I guess you could call me an atheist.
Do you really believe the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything? Not that there was nothing in the beginning, but nothing gave us flowers and birds and seasons and fruits.
I have no idea.
They never. This one is just so funny to me because it's like just the way it's framed. It's like this only works if you're like a crazy religious person that has the most impossible time trying to wrap your head around not an all-powerful magical being like causing the universe to exist. Like the universe coming into existence from any way other than their magical, all-powerful, undetectable being. It's like either that or fucking craziness. It's like
Now an agnostic, not an atheist. You have no idea.
well, yeah,
both.
Thank you. Yes. So this guy kind of knows what he's doing. You can be both, right? A lot of people don't fill up my inbox philosophy people. Okay. I get it. There in philosophy, there's certain, I don't know, titles or whatever, like these words mean different things or whatever. But as far as I can tell, if you don't believe in any gods, then you're an atheist. Whether you know for a fact or not, or claim knowledge or not, it doesn't matter, because that's like an epistemic thing. That's independent from like your belief system, right? And beliefs are, or knowledge is a subset of beliefs. But yeah, the agnostic, Gnostic, that refers to knowledge. Atheist, theist, that refers to belief. So you can not believe in something that you also don't know if it exists or not. So you can be both. It's easy.
None of us know where this came from.
You can't say that. There's 8 billion people on this earth. You can't say nobody knows.
Nobody knows where we came from, and nobody knows where we go when we die.
Yeah, and yes, you can say that. You can say that nobody knows stuff that it's impossible to know. Or you could at least put it in this regard. He always tries to play this game like, oh, you can't know what everybody knows. And it's like, I have no reason to think that anybody would know that, right? Because I only believe things that I have reasons to think, right? I don't know for a fact what everybody knows or doesn't know, right? And maybe somebody thinks they're right about this and happens to also be right, right? But I have no way to know that or a reason to believe that. So I don't believe that. It's like he plays these fucking weird apologist games that are just very childish. It's like it's all rhetorical type shit, right? It's all just in the way that it's phrased.
8 billion people on this earth, and you're saying you're omniscient. You know what 8 billion people know and don't know
anything. I said I don't know. As an educated person and somebody with a mind, what I think it's probably, I don't think there's an afterlife, but I don't know. I won't know until I die.
I do know.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
How do you know, Ray? How do you know? Just saying that you know doesn't make it so, Ray. What can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed just as easily.
Things I have written to you who believe in the name of the Son of God, that you may know that you have eternal
Emphasis
life.
added.
I may believe.
So, because of a 2,000-year-old book that also says that a donkey had a debate with the guy and won, that means that you know where everybody goes because you think that book is just so fucking reliable. The book that says that that hurricanes happen because a woman made of a rib was convinced by a talking snake to eat a magical fruit. And that's why people die and why hurricanes happen. Really, actually.
If a flame is hot, the moment I put my finger into the flame and my flesh burns, I don't just believe, I know. I've passed out of the realm of belief into the realm of personal experience.
What are you talking about? Out of the realm of belief into the realm of personal experience. Wouldn't that still be in the realm of belief? Like, how do you move out of the realm of belief to go into personal experience? Your personal experience doesn't speak to what you believe. I don't know why I'm trying to take this guy so seriously. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Side note, Lago says, side note, big company picnic today. Over 200 people have signed up. Gonna wear my atheist A hat and see how that goes over. I know it's funny you said that because like I have a shirt and that's all it is because a lot of my atheist stuff that I wear is like anti-religious, right? So that I'm always like, okay, I probably shouldn't wear my anti-religious atheist stuff, right? Because they'll be like, oh, you're not promoting atheism, you're going against some other belief, right? But I have a shirt that's just the A, right? And I still am like, I don't know if I should wear this like to things like that, like business stuff, right? Just because I don't know if you're going to be, I'm in Florida. You're almost guaranteed to be treated differently or unfairly in some way because of that. That's right. You're in, you're not. Where are you at again? I always forget where you're located. Do you have are you able to wear more atheist stuff and get away with it? And people care, or do people not care? I guess you said you're going to see if it goes over. Yeah. Well, let me know how that goes. We'll do that. We'll use this as a test. How about that? And Ember is responding to Maya and said, "Thank you, Maya. I love blue too, but blue and purple both work. Just saying. So you can go either way with Ember." Ruin said, "Even with titanium glasses, I wouldn't be betting." Oh, that's right. We already did that. Which, yeah, totally agree. Ellie, I hope, have you considered a merch store? Punk Apostate gear would be awesome. Oh, I would love that. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Doing the monetized thing here for like a couple of months. I've got to be honest, I feel a little overwhelmed. All right, I'm trying to get it. I have like really bad ADHD. I don't know if that comes through when you're watching the show, and so I forget stuff a lot because I'm thinking about everything other than what I'm supposed to be thinking about. Right. So sorry, but no, yeah. At some point, I'm gonna figure out how to do it. But it's I don't know. Do you have to go through some other company? Like, how does it work? I have no idea. Does somebody produce the stuff for you and you can just be like, here's the logo, now give me all the stuff, and then it just goes totally through them? Is it through YouTube? I don't know how it works. But yeah, it's a great question, and I would love to do that. That'd be fucking awesome. I would love to get me some Punk Apostate merch. You know what I mean? It'd be awesome. Get me like a mug like this. I just won this one. Just got this one from the line, right? That's Matt. I think that's Matt Dillahunty, right? But he has slightly redder skin than he actually has. Just slightly, just a little bit, and horns, right? But the beard and all that's pretty solid. That's pretty dead on. It's just the skin slightly redder, but yeah, got that from the line. Basically on my birthday too. It was like, did you guys do that because it? But no, I don't think it was. I think it was just a coincidence. That's when it showed. At 365 days in a year, what are the odds? Well, 1 out of 365. That's not actually that bad of odds. Anyway, here we go.
And that's what happens at the new birth.
The Bible was written by who?
God through men.
Okay.
Brilliant answer. Yes. Okay. That's okay. Right.
Oh no. Okay. I think we're done
You're
here.
not going to walk off on me. Come on, you had a little sword fight.
The evils in the
What?
world are
Have a sword fight? What are you talking about, dude?
because of religious zealots like yourself. You're a religious zealot.
8% of wars were started by religion. The rest were political wars, like the First World War, Second World War, Vietnam War, Korean War.
You don't think that religion is political, dude? You don't think that like plays into politics at all? You don't think that influences the politics at all?
The root of
What is the
most
point
of
of
the
that,
evil and suffering in the world today.
It seems odd that he totally he cuts out so much. Whenever he has an atheist, you can tell because they hardly say anything. All you end up hearing is Ray Comfort's side of the debate, right? And it's very clear that he goes back and is like, I totally won that debate. As long as I cut out all of his fucking answers, I win. That's how it goes. I win the debate because I took out all his answers. And he looked silly. He looked silly as long as I take out everything he said.
Is because of religiosity.
Keith, can I move from your intellect to your conscience, or are you going to run off? Absolutely. I appreciate that. Thanks for staying. Do you think
Yeah, he's like, you're going to have to, dude, because he's clearly got you beat in the intellect thing.
good person?
Some days I am, some days I'm not.
We'll do a little test, see how you're going to do on Judgment Day. We're going to the 10 Commandments. How many lies have you told in your life?
Okay. It's the second time in the same video. I'm sorry, but this is the Ray Comfort world. He says the same things over and over again, and gets different reactions. I guess that's what makes it exciting, right? Rune said, Ray Comfort, sir, I got to be honest. I am already dealing with enough anxiety from dealing with my professor. You don't got to remind me I am gonna constantly die. I know, right? Let's talk about death. You know you're gonna die, right? You're gonna die. Death is coming. This show is for kids. Kids can watch this show. I remember I used to too when I was a kid. I remember these videos. I don't know. It wasn't online because I was too young. I mean, the internet wasn't really a thing. So I don't know. Did he have videotapes or something? That he handed out to church? I just remember seeing these well before YouTube, right? As a kid. So I don't know. It's weird. He must have handed out cassette tapes, not cassette tapes, but VHS tapes to churches or something. Because I definitely remember watching these. But Yeah, I don't know. He said a Ray Comfort only protection would be copyright striking. Yeah, well, and he's pretty good at getting around that. He just puts his own music on there, and then it makes it impossible to be able to. Because it gets me in trouble all the time, right? Actually, it's not this show; it's the other one that the Trinity Broadcast Network. That shit's so hard to fucking cover anything from it. You have to like put it in like 2-second blurbs, you know, and then respond because you can't play more than 2 seconds. They're like, it's copyright. Star Song said this statement about scribes and Pharisees sounds a lot like the Christian nationalists we have now, basically, right? Yeah, it's like the legalistic type people. I mean, or people that just go completely against their religion. I don't know. Today's Christianity with like Trumpism and all this stuff mixed in is just insane. They just sound it's so incoherent. They're just like, Jesus says we can be dicks. Yeah. He said to fucking hate your father. He said to hate your whole family. You know that? So I just basically hate everything, including everybody that's not exactly my thing. So Jesus said hate stuff. Let's see here. Top tester said Ray's fingers only point outward. Yeah, that's it. He doesn't have the 3 pointing back. He chopped those off just for that reason. Yeah, what's up, dude? Okay, got a haul back from the crane drop. Salutations to everyone. All right, be careful with that crane. Do not, just watch out. Please be careful. Okay, those things, I hear they're kind of big, right? They can do some damage, so be careful. Like I said, I'm an agnostic atheist, secular humanist, and anti-theist. Yep, that's basically my exact line, except that I would put the humanist in front. Yeah, same list, humanist in front, because that's what actually informs my behavior. So I feel like that matters a bit more than like what I think about where the universe came from and everything like that, right? But yeah, anyway.
Many.
You ever stolen something?
Yes.
So you're a lying thief?
Yes.
You ever use God's name in vain?
Yes.
You love your mum?
Of course I love
Would you ever use her name as a cuss word? Hit your thumb with a hammer?
No.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Logan said, I have faith in pain. Right. I do too. It's always going to hurt. Every time I feel pain, it also hurts. And I have faith that that'll be the case. Actually, now you just have reason to think that because of anyway. As I said, Ray's been to heaven and knows it's real. No, he hasn't. No, he's just got a book with a talking donkey in it that he thinks is reliable. So that's Senny said, well, if you die before us, Ray, come back and fucking tell us then, because no I can't say that word. I'm American. Okay. We're not allowed to use that word. British people can, and Irish people too, I think. Brit, Scots too, but anybody but Americans. We sound like assholes when we say anyway. Because no, as yet. That's and I don't want to get in trouble online. I don't know if YouTube lets me say that word. Let's see. Stars Long said, but you make a good point though. I want to say, you make it because nobody's ever come back from that, and so just acting as if you know stuff that you couldn't possibly know. Well, that's exactly what all Christians do anyway. And Ray's like the star quarterback of thinking things you couldn't possibly know. But yeah, well, let's see. Peaky Blinders hat again. Oh yeah, do you see where these now? I always see him and he's bald, like he's just bald, right? With tattoos, he's got tattoos. Oh, but he's cool actually. I was did I tell you that? Oh yeah, I did tell you that. I was on a video with him not too long ago for the Skeptic. We all stepped in and made a collab together. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Jess said, speak to any Mormon and they will also tell you they know. And somehow I think Ray would disagree. I know you got a whole bunch of people saying they know. It's almost as if he doesn't understand that whole predicament, right? Of everybody just saying that they know stuff that nobody could possibly know, which it's funny. It's like, you don't know what everybody knows, but like we do know what people can't know, which is what they are incapable of knowing, which is like how the universe came into existence far before any humans even existed for like millions and millions of years. Right. So acting like somebody might know that is completely fucking irrational, That's like saying you should just expect people to be able to know stuff that it's impossible to know. Right? But again, that's sort of his whole fucking wheelhouse, right? Is acting like you know stuff you couldn't possibly know. That's just what he does. I'm Ray Comfort. I pretend to know things. That's like what he does, you know. So, oh yeah, we already did that. Maya said, something that had to be, or had I been asked, I would have stood on belief. Ray is a circus clown. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's pretty bad. He's pretty bad. It's just sort of wow. I don't think I can say this name. I apologize. I don't know if it's a language barrier or something, but that looks like you sat on the keyboard or something and decided that would be your name. If that's not what happened, I apologize. I have no way of knowing how to read that. Protestant evangelicals are funny. Hell yeah, they are. It makes this whole channel. I'm going to be honest. That's the main reason why this shit's funny. Okay, it's them. They're the stars of this fucking show. Okay. Let's see where we at. Oh, we got a new person. It's Velikari. Yeah, Velikari veteran. Okay, the First Amendment contradicts the First Commandment. Huh? Yeah, basically, right? Because the First Commandment says they will make no law respecting a religion or limiting the right to worship thereof, right? Is that how it's worded? And so basically it's saying like we won't ever take sides as far as religion goes, and the 10 Commandments say don't have any other gods before me. It almost be, and they want to put that in classrooms, right? The 10 Commandments, and you see they're actually they passed. They are actually going to be doing that. I think in like fucking West Virginia or Kentucky or something. I don't know. One of those super rural states, right? And but that's, I mean, imagine if like there was some like Muslims or whatever that were like had some Muslim verse that was like the Muslim God's the only true one. Don't worship any other God but the Muslim one. Let's put this on the wall of the school. They'd fucking lose their shit. That's why I always tell them. I just kind of nod to their bigotry and go, look, if you wouldn't want a Muslim doing it, you can't do it. Okay. If you wouldn't want a Muslim leading your kid in Muslim prayer at public school that your taxes pay for, then you can't do it either. Right? Like, what the fuck? It's crazy that they have the hardest time seeing that. But yes, you're absolutely right. I actually want to get that shirt. I see RN Rao wears that shirt quite a bit. I kind of like it. I want to get that. Jasper, what's up, dude? You made it. All right, Jasper's here. And Al's back, of course. And I say, of course, Ray comes to a battle of wits completely unarmed. He's like, oh, I thought it was a battle of tits. Shit. Okay. Well, I'm going to go put my other shirt back on. Damn it. So, like, you can contradict if it is a fulfillment for something better. I don't know what that means. You can contradict if it is a fulfillment for something better. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm just saying, like, conceptually, it contradicts the First Amendment. Like, the whole point of the First Amendment is that the government does not take sides on religion. Every religion is equal, and everybody should be treated equally under the law based on religion. There is no religious tests and stuff like that. There's not supposed to be. Anyway. Yes. One of many poop hole loophole. Poop hole loophole. That's awesome. I've never heard that. Poop hole loopholes. That's good. That's thank you for that. I'm gonna have to remember that. Oh, that's fucking awesome. All right, I'll try to move on, but that's gonna be tough to move on from. Poop hole loophole. All right, I'm not 7. I'm not. Your face is 7. Okay, fucking don't judge me. Okay, you're hypocrites. You laugh at stupid stuff too. All right. Nancy, what's up? How we doing? Exactly. They promote prayer in school. Yeah, only prayer to their God. Oh, the irony. Yeah, they can't. If it was prayer to any other God, they fucking lose their shit. Be like, all right, kids, now we're gonna pray to Vishnu, the real God. He's got an elephant head. Check it out. It's pretty cool looking, right? Unlike those weird other gods that are just like men without animal heads. So pray to the real God, kids. Let's do it. Come on. Get on your knees and worship. Yes, that's right. Yeah, they would lose their fucking minds. Members. Expecting intellectual consistency from theologues is an exercise in frustration. I like that. Exercise in frustration. Hell yeah. And I agree, Nancy. Absolutely beautifully stated. All right, let's get back into this.
Respect her. You respect your mother, but you don't respect the God that gave you a mother. You've taken his holy name and used it as a cuss word.
I was like, we couldn't see the eye roll because the glasses were in the way.
He uses his name in vain probably a lot.
It's called blasphemy. It's very serious.
I have no problem with that.
One to go, and appreciate your honesty. Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust for her, you commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
I'm gay, so I have not.
Have you ever looked at a man with lust?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
You can do that probably within about 10 seconds.
Keith, not judging you. You've just told me you're a
Like,
lying.
actually, I got some of that to be doing right now. You see, we're at the beach, right? I don't. You've seen the beach that we're at? Look at those dudes over there. Wow, they are tasty, right? And if you want to look with lust, just go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code word Brentley. Check out to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brentley. That's Brently, and check out and get your exclusive offer. Get your butt some stuff and stuff your butt.
For blasphemer and an adulterer at heart.
Your words, not mine. What I've gotten from this interview is that you are a very judgmental, intolerant zealot. And I think that you create more harm than good.
Thank
Can I ask
you.
a question?
Sure.
Have you?
I love this guy. I fucking love this guy.
lately?
No, not for a long time.
Have you eat bacon?
Of course.
You're breaking the laws of
No.
Leviticus.
No, let me just answer.
The book of Leviticus specifically says you should not eat shellfish. You should not eat an animal with
And Jesus did say, follow my Father's laws. He said, I tell you the truth, but until the heavens and the earth disappear, you shall be under the law of my Father's laws, whatever. When he said you should follow the law, that's the law Jesus is talking about, right? They always try to act like Jesus somehow cancels out the Old Testament, yet his whole fucking thing, Ray Comfort, is like to bring up the 10 Commandments. He's like, that's the moral law. We all got to follow the moral law. But then he ignores the Levitical law and all these other places, right? Where he's like, oh, no, that doesn't matter. There's just the 10, just the 10. And it's like, no, dude, all the 10 are part of all the rest of the laws, dude. It's just those were the ones that I think were easier to memorize, right? And that's why they made them 10. It's probably the only reason why they did that. But yeah, and they constantly have to like cherry pick and choose around this type of stuff because they just want it to be their thing. You know, they just want it to be, okay, the 10 Commandments is all that matters, and Jesus saved you from having to follow the 10 Commandments, therefore, whatever, you know.
Like an animal. So you
don't eat a dog.
But see, you're okay to do that because you're a Christian and you can do anything as long as you're forgiven.
That's ceremonial or dietary laws of Israel. I live in America, 3,000
Why don't you address what he just said, dude? Why don't you address that? You can do whatever the fuck you want as long as you ask forgiveness, effectively making all behavior meaningless. Doesn't matter the outcomes of your behavior. It doesn't matter how harmful your behavior is. As long as you can fucking ask forgiveness, it don't matter if you're forgiven. You get to go to the magical amusement park in the sky. It could be a fucking serial killer, right? And ask forgiveness, and you're in the magical amusement park in the sky while people are in hell just for not being convinced that your thing is true. Talk about fucking a moral law that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yes,
no, there's not. The book of Leviticus is not specific to Israel. The book of Leviticus is, per your terms, the word of God.
The law that's going to judge us isn't the dietary laws, it's the moral law, the 10 Commandments. That's what
that is part of the moral law. The whole thing is considered the moral law.
we have to face on Judgment
The
Day.
10 Commandments is yours, 10 Commandments. They're not mine. They don't apply to me.
Well, they're written on your heart via your conscience.
Written on my heart. How dare you?
Haven't you got a conscience?
That has nothing to do with conscience. The 10 Commandments are these rules written by humans, and they don't apply to me because I'm not a Christian.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
And they don't have anything to do with what anybody else would acknowledge as morals. This is why they have to like redefine morality, right? They have to redefine morality to mean whatever I think my God wants me to behave like. But then they equivocate and go, oh, don't you know how to like not kill people? Why that was written on your heart to not kill people? So like, so you live according to my laws because it's when really it literally works in exact reverse. They have borrowed laws that we all know we should follow just because we're a social species and we evolved to be a social species, and then we know that it's good to help each other and not hurt each other. And they equivocate that and go, and the reason why we know not to hurt each other is because of the God that created us, that I believe in, that tells us to, to follow all of these other laws that literally have nothing to do with right and wrong or human behavior in any way, shape, or form. Saying God's name in vain, who the fuck cares? Who gets hurt from that? Nobody, God damn it. Okay. Nobody gets hurt when you say God damn it. Okay. And a million other laws, like looking at a woman with lust, that has nothing to do with anything. Who gives a shit? That doesn't hurt anybody as long as you don't, follow that up with actually hurting somebody or something. Right. But it's like, no, because that's what actually matters, is the behavior that affects other people, not just thinking shit and saying God's name and honoring parents or whatever and having to believe what your parents believe and all this other shit.
If you violate the law and say, Judge, I didn't know about it, you'll still
Can I ask you a question? My mother, she's 92 years old, and she grew up and her entire family were killed in the Holocaust. She is the only survivor of her mom, dad, 3 sisters.
I'm Jewish. I'm in the same boat as your mother. The God of the Jews provided a savior for the Jewish people first and then for the whole world.
What you just said was absolutely offensive to people who are believers in Judaism. Because what you just said was, my mom, unless she believes in Jesus and repents to Jesus, she's going to hell. A saint of a woman, in my view. If my mom does not repent to Jesus, will she be going to heaven or hell?
Let me answer the question, because you tend to butt in when I'm halfway through answering and you don't let me answer.
Just be a little more
unfair of you.
No, because that's your whole game. It's so funny. He's like, oh, you don't let me answer. But like, he does that to literally everybody. You notice if they get just slightly off of his fucking script that they want, that that he wants you to follow, like word for word practically, then he bullies you in. He butts in. It's like, no, you gotta be over here. The script's over here. Scripts will come follow my script.
You to do that, Keith.
But you're,
let me answer.
Everything you say is this long, leading, convoluted thing.
Be patient.
It reminds me of no, fuck you, man. You be patient and shut the fuck up, man. Jesus. It reminds me of the one guy that was like mentally unwell that he was interviewing the one time. And the guy said, he's like, you ask questions like you're trying to coerce a confession out of a child. And it was like, damn, that was like the most like succinct way to say exactly how Ray Comfort talks to everybody. He does these leading fucking questions. It's like he's doing a lie detector test for a black person that they want to put away. You know what I mean? Just like, he said this, so lying, you're lying, these leading questions and shit. Come on.
With me.
All right. Try to be succinct.
I'll try and be succinct. The God of creation provided a savior.
I just said succinct. What are the odds of that? That's wow. It must be because of God. It must be God. There are no coincidences.
For Jew and Gentile. The gospel went to
I've heard that. I've heard that. That's
well, just hear it one more.
Okay, I don't need to hear it again. I understand that. I understand Christianity very well.
It's seriously simple, dude. It's really not difficult to understand.
I would have liked to have told Keith that anyone.
Oh, now he's going to interrupt him.
I've heard that. Yeah, that's a
well, just hear it one more.
Okay, I don't need to hear it again. I understand that. I understand Christianity very well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because Christianity is super fucking simple, man. It doesn't take much. He like sits there and explains it to people in these long, drawn out, and it's just obnoxious. And I swear, it almost seems like he just is trying to wear you down, right? Like he's just gonna and I love that this guy just wasn't putting up with it, dude.
I would have liked to have told Keith that anyone
to go fuck himself. I'd have liked to tell him to go fuck.
Jew or Gentile who dies in their sins has to face a holy God on the day of judgment. They'll have a multitude of sins and God will justly send them to hell. That's not his will.
Yeah, because only your religion is the one that matters. He's talking about literally a Holocaust survivor. And you're like, yeah, they're going to go to hell. But son of Sam that murdered women for no reason, just walked around, is like asked for forgiveness and is, in jail and became a Christian. Son of Sam is going to heaven, according to Ray Comfort, but his mother, who is a Holocaust survivor, is going to hell just for not being the right religion. Do we really need to say how shitty Ray Comfort is anymore. Like I feel like that just lays it out perfectly.
Provided a savior, but I couldn't get in a word with Keith. He's butting in everything I'm saying.
Dude, shut the fuck up. You don't ever let anybody get a word in with you at all unless it's exactly what you already want them to say.
He's got another doozy for me about the Catholic Church.
Let me ask you, what do you think of the Catholic Church?
The Catholic trusts alone in Jesus for his salvation. He's saved because of God's...
fact that all these
I
priests...
don't think I've said one sentence without you cutting me off.
Okay.
Keith, please be patient with me.
Why don't you be patient, man? I love that he's pissing off. Please be patient with me. You be patient. I am very patient. You be patient with me.
I'd like to share the gospel with you. You
He's
may not have
getting
heard
so
it. Give me
bad.
2
Let's hear him
minutes.
get mad
You're
again.
saved because of
The
God's...
fact that all these
I
priests...
don't think I've said one sentence without you cutting me off. Keith, please be patient with me.
He's laughing too. I love it. This guy's my favorite, dude.
I'd like to share the gospel with you. You
This is
may
the
not have
best
heard it. Give
video
me 2
ever.
minutes.
I don't want to hear about your gospel. I find it gross.
It is gross. It is gross. The torture, murder, all that type of stuff. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. I love it. I don't. Okay, Ember said Ray is Jewish. Is he? I don't. I feel like that's the first time I've ever heard him say that. And how many of these have I watched? 1 million. Right? I have no idea how many of these I've seen. And Judaism comes up quite a bit. I don't feel like I've ever heard him say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm a Jewish person." I've never heard him say that. So this is really fucking weird that he's saying that. Drusilla, what's up? I'm sure Ray uses clothes of blended fabrics too. Yeah, exactly. There's so many things in the old law that Christians do not follow, yet they point to the old law as like the reason why they needed Jesus in the first place, but then point to the old law and say that it doesn't matter. And it's like the whole basis for your religion is that it does matter, and Jesus is like the answer to it. But and Jesus himself said that you still have to follow the old law. So it's just their way of just rationalizing around literally everything. Maya said, is he really Jewish or is he lying for Jesus again? I know, right? I bet you money he is. I bet you he's just lying for Jesus again. Because hey, the end justifies the means, and he's not a hypocrite. He's not. Okay, he's genuine. He's genuine. Like, he leaves in all of the arguments too that he totally like wins. He wins all the arguments and leaves everything the other people say in these conversations. He doesn't cut them out. Rev said Jesus Christ nailed and duct taped and twisty tied to a telephone pole. That's like the modern day version, huh? That's just like that's how it's like the lower class crucifixion kind of thing. Oh yeah, dude. Lager said Ray doesn't even realize this guy is destroying him. I know. Because you got it. That's how he figured it out, man. It almost reminds me of like how people talk about Sam Cedar, and it's like a lot of people don't like debate and everything. And they're like, debates like debate can basically come out either way. Like the person can be super wrong and sound like they're right as long as they know how to debate correctly, right? And so people are like, we don't really like debate. But the same people that said they don't like debate, they do like Sam Cedar, because Sam Cedar will just use debate for what they said is the right way to debate, which is to just make them look stupid, right? Just make fun of them to their face. Just make them look as silly as possible, right? And Sam Cedar does that well. And you kind of have to interrupt him. You can't give him an inch. He'll just keep taking a mile, right? If you just hold on a second, he'll say one thing and then he'll rush off to another point so that you don't address the obviously wrong thing that you can refute right then. He wants to run away from it and then start saying other things that he then hopes that you'll respond to the second thing that he said and forget about the first. He doesn't let him do this. He just interrupts right away, which is I applaud the guy. Good job, dude. It's fucking awesome. I love it. This is like, I was not expecting this video to be this good. I've been holding on to this one for a minute too. It's like, and hadn't watched any bit of it or anything.
Disgusting. And I find you to be a religious zealot.
Why do I?
He gave us a religious zealot, which he can't really get mad about that, isn't that? He's like proudly a religious zealot, right?
Keep talking to him when he obviously doesn't want to hear. It's because I know that maybe one day he'll come back and say what this young man said.
To me, you walk me through the law, and it
I love how he has to switch to one. Yeah, he has to go to some other interview. He's like, the guy with the Living Waters hat on. He's like, I wish this guy would say the same thing that this other kid over here with the hat that I sold.
Really hit me. Actually, I was really upset. I didn't stay for the whole interview. In fact,
You walked off?
I walked off. I got so upset. I remember feeling like I want to just grab this man's camera and throw it in the water right now. I couldn't take the heat. We didn't even get to the gospel. I just didn't want anything to do with it. I felt so convicted, so upset, and I was like, "Who is this man that pointing sin out to me? You can't do that. You can't judge that."
So he's saying this again. I think a lot of times these things. I think this dude did like get saved afterward, but like at the same time, right then you can hear him say that he already believed the shit. Right? This is the only way that the Ray Comfort thing works is on people that were raised Christian and still kind of believe it, but like just have to live in reality for any amount of time. And it does obviously reality does not reflect these beliefs. But when you have this guy come and like manipulate you with his his polite bullying, you end up thinking about stuff he's saying, and then it pushes you to go back to it, and that's what happened here.
And then she showed me the video that she was talking about. And I watched it through to the end. I was like, is that what this man would have talked to me about? Like, I wish I had stayed till the end.
Well, may I give you a book I've written called Scientific Facts in the Bible?
No.
Oh, that's it. This is one of this clap for that.
Thank you for listening as much as you did. May I give you 2 In-N-Out cards, one for your mom?
No, we don't eat meat.
Well, nice to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
That was awesome. Good job, dude. That was refreshing. Oh my God. And I'm so glad that Ray Comfort left it in there, because like so often we watch these things and it's just you just getting so angry because you're like, why isn't anybody saying the right responses? Like, what the fuck's wrong with everybody? But it's because he takes out, I think, most of the people who don't say exactly what he bullies them into saying. But it also is just that most people just are trying to be nice. They don't want to push back. And 90% of them already are Christian anyway. They're just some like mild form of it. And he tries to get them to be like ultra crazy fundamentalists,
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Living Waters exists as a non-profit ministry.
All right, where is that? So, hey, thank you all so much for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. If you want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, and entering that code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order if you go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brentley at checkout. Or you can become a patron. Right? Go to patreon.com/punkapostate. And if you want, you can just do a one-time payment on Cash App, and I'll give you a shout out and everything. Say thank you with the dollar amount and whatever you write in the for section. But the main thing I think right now, the best bang for your buck is becoming a member, right? And we every week, every Wednesday, we do an extra live stream for members only. And it's, very interactive. I try to get to as many comments as I possibly can, but I can get to a whole lot more on the members stream. So yeah, you should come check that out. If you want to, if there's anything I get wrong or anything like that, just hit me, just let me know in the comments there. I appreciate any kind of feedback. Also like and subscribe. I always forget to do that part. It's sort of important, the liking and the subscribing part. I don't know why I can't fucking remember to do that. Anyway, or if you want to join our Discord, I'm always hanging out in there, kind of reading through stuff. You want to share any of the art that you make or anything like that, I'd love to see it. It's a good time in there. So, head to the Discord. Also, I'm going to be putting all the links to my socials and everything like that in the description. So I should just reach out, hit me up, and we'll hang out on the socials. All right, y'all. But the main thing is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate, and we'll see you next time.